Hello Cancers and welcome to your April 2025 reading. It is the time of spring, it is the time of life, we're moving things around and making changes, welcoming life again, of course in the northern hemisphere. So I meditated on your energy and what Spirit wanted to talk about. You come in with the Queen of Wands and the Five of Swords in reverse. Okay, so the Queen of Wands, all right, I'm not surprised we had that new moon in Aries. We're still in Aries season until we hit Taurus at the end of the month. And it kind of, with, Venus retrograding in Mars for a long time. What do I really love? All about, what do I really love? What's my worth? What's my I am of my fire and all of that? What's my desire, Queen of Wands? What do I really want? What do I attract towards me also? So these might have been the energies or are the energies lingering as you come in the month. That Five of Swords, in reverse. It's either you're not conscious you're doing it, that's why it's in reverse, or it's leaving. It's going to depend. Probably going to depend on each one of you anyway. So, Five of Swords, this is when we're using our Three of Swords in order to defeat the parts of us. Let's say that, now I know what I desire. I know what I want. Like this would be those masculine parts. We can recognize the three guys maybe of the, Three of Pentacles. Three masculine aspects. Number 3 is feminine because this is the shape of. This is the first container, number 3. So, the matrix. So here we have 3 masculine. So our active side, how we go about like this movement like this. 2 of them are being defeated. And the third one is holding 3 swords in his hands. He defeated them with this. 3 swords, it's a 3 of Swords. It's our sorrows and the disappointments and things like that. His mind is on fire. It's very fast acting, reactive even. And 2 swords on the floor, which would allow him, the 2 of Swords, to make a decision on this is my truth, this is not my truth. But here, I'm actively, my left brain and my masculine brain is actively using my disappointments and my heartaches to win, to defeat other parts of me that maybe wanted to go for what I've discovered that I truly desire. This puts you at a crossroad. 2 of Wands, fire again. So, if I'm at a crossroad, there's the way I've always done, and then there's this new way in front of me. But my mind is like, it's impossible, Cancer. You can't do that because remember when you tried 3 years ago, or remember so-and-so, what they said about you, or whatever it is that concluded into a belief that hurts your heart coming back to you. The bad lawyer inside, let's call him like that. So that's why you're kind of at the crossroad and you haven't crossed yet. These beliefs did not come out of the blue. They came from something. And here during the month, maybe because now Venus is retrograding in Pisces, let's go dive into water, your element. So by Venus going into water, reassessing imprints, emotions, memories, and things like that, it's going to bring up some stuff. Here I have the High Priestess. So the fact that the High Priestess is there, that tells me this month, Cancer, trust your soul. Trust your intuition. Not your mind that will bring you down. Okay? The High Priestess wants to talk about this. This is when the ace is not available. We cannot see it. Because we have to remember that in reality, the aces are constantly there all the time. It's a question of, am I receptive to it or not? Can I perceive it? Can I conceive it? Am I limiting my capacity to receive it in any way? She's going to talk to you about that. And what will happen is, here under that, I have the Ace of Wands, brand new fire. And here I had these two cards on the side, almost in reverse. But anyway, this is why I have a hard time seeing that cup. And I'm going to have the energy and the will to actually step out of my comfort zone to address this. Part of it is because I don't know it. I've never lived it. What are you talking about? Some kind of, peaceful, unconditionally loving self. I've never had that. It's there waiting for me, but I can only see what has already manifested. That's why the cups are on the floor. When cups are on the floor, they've already been grounded. That vibration, that memory, that has already been grounded. So I look at what has already been. I look at my past as the Cancer of now in this lifetime. And I'm like, nah, I don't see it in those cups, therefore it must not exist. And in those cups, not just on the floor, but also spilled. So that means not just the things that were manifested and grounded, but the things that were not able to be manifested and grounded. My losses, my grievings, my sadness, my deep sadnesses in my life. This month, Cancer, you might have a surge of these things coming up to the surface. Maybe on the full moon in Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus. It's all about the balance in my partnerships. Me and the other. Me and the matrix. Me and God. Me, my lower self, my higher self. It's all the mirrors, the balance in our lives. So, full moon on this, it's going to go and shine what was hidden. And in your case, it might bring up old sadnesses, but also how you might reduce yourself to, that's what I've known and that's all that's possible for me. But here, that Ace of Wands is going to give you that new energy to face it. End of the month, you're the King of Cups. And that's emotional intelligence. That's finally finding our footing. And it's in time for that new moon in Taurus around the 27th, where you're going to be planting the seeds, again Taurus, Venus, the seeds of what you want to grow, of your worth, of your value, of what you want to accumulate in an experience in this life. Under it, I have the Seven of Swords. So this is a bit of a warning. Because if you have the grounded emotional intelligence, keep your mind in check. Because although here, maybe you're going to be able to get out of this, there's that disempowering belief that maybe I'm going to do this for nothing and it won't work. Seven of Swords. Maybe I'm going to heal this, create something, and ultimately I'm going to be betrayed by the universe, by God, by life, by my partner. How do I betray myself? Maybe you're going to have that emotional intelligence on how you do it. Let's clarify. But it's really this beautiful spiritual understanding because of the high priestess, of what your waters are actually, how they're influencing your fire. Okay, so let's see. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me clarify this reading for Cancers for the month of April 2025. April 2025. All right, let's look at that Queen of Wands and Five of Swords. So maybe starting to get out of your head here, because you know what you want to build. See, that's what I was talking about. The guys from the three of, they don't have to be the same guys, but three men. Here they're building. They have all the three aspects of the rational, active, going out there aspects, mentally and in the concrete here. So that tells me that there might be a connection. Maybe you come in with that connection of, yes, this is what I desire. This is what I want. But in order to achieve it, I have to step out of my comfort zone. I have to start acting and bringing my energy and my fire in a completely different way. But here, Queen of Wands again, in reverse, and the Two of Cups. Page in reverse. So maybe what you're used to is not following what you actually desire, but looking at the mirrors in your life. The Queen of Wands is really our compass, the base of the arrow. Of this is what I want. She's the base. She's going to attract it towards us. When she's in reverse, she doesn't know what she wants, or she's all over the place into what she wants. If she doesn't know what she wants, she cannot plant it, grow it. Things remain potentials. So this is, and maybe it's a potential that you destroy in your mind, making it impossible. But since we have the Two of Cups, this is really, your inner world and your outer world. That's why we have a feminine and a masculine. Her inner waters are going to be mirrored by his inner outer waters, like the way he acts. So how I feel, how much I can absorb unconditional love and this and that will be directly mirrored by how people act, masculine, how people act, how I am receptive within myself. That's why this is the mirror. And of course, out of this, it is to grow the consciousness, the two snakes, the two consciousness, turn the distortions into light, transmuting. So here, there might be some revelations on how people acted, mirrored you in your life, and how you need to know what you actually desire here, what you're attracting. When she's in reverse, she might attract shadow people. When she's upright, she's going to attract what she needs for her goal. Let's look at the High Priestess. Why is the cup in reverse? It could be like, that connection, that remained the potential, was not able to become. As Venus is retrograding, you might revisit old relationships that, did not work out. Why didn't work out? Why weren't we able to build, or whatever? The High Priestess is going to be able to tell you why the cup was in reverse. Maybe why you needed to love yourself a bit more in order to be in that relationship. Take the cup. Yeah. She's going to give you a little wake-up call. Behind it, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the Pope in reverse. But the wake-up, this and this. This is like an epiphany. Okay? Because this is the part of you that can receive divine messages. And this is the trumpet blowing it at you. And it's going to talk about how the Pope in reverse, you weren't able to maybe commit or have somebody commit on, or maybe you had a hard time having that sovereignty over what you want to ground and be here, that grounding energy of the Pope. It could be because you're all different, but here, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, this is how things maybe got worse and worse and worse. Because the Wheel of Fortune, as long as we do not understand, it's going to give us the same lesson with different faces, and it's always going to be a bit worse every time. So there's kind of a revisiting wake-up for you, Cancer, this month. Again, to give you that ace. And see, this time, it's the Two of Wands in reverse. Two of Wands upright, Ace of Cup in reverse, Ace of Cup upright, Two of Wands in reverse. It's one of or the other. It's like, yes, that cup exists, but I don't know how to get it. And then my mind is convincing me that that cup does not exist, and therefore there's no new way to, go about it. So here, Ace of Cup. And that's what we want to really get rid of this. But maybe I don't think I'm worthy about it. Root chakra. That ace is going to give you that energy to be able to surmount that. Sometimes it takes fire to burn an old belief. It takes rage. It takes anger. It takes no more, that kind of opposing force, to have the courage and the energy to surpass a limiting belief or restraint that we've put on ourselves. Let's look at the King of Cups. And here's our Venus, Empress, unconditional love and worth. He's going to understand. Means your inner psychologist. And maybe some of you will find somebody very wise. But this is your inner very wise man. Talking to you about the beliefs you had about not being enough. Not being enough to have what you desire. Not being enough to be loved unconditionally. To be worthy, to be invested in and committed to. All that crap is going to make you understand how believing this is how you're betraying yourself. So it's a beautiful enlightenment. Yeah. 10 of Cups. And this marks I'm at my 10. I need that Ace of Cup. I need to get rid of my old beliefs that are hurting me. So it is possible that this month, Cancer, you will have a very clear image about these aspects inside of you. It might be not comfortable for some of you. We have to have a lot of compassion to be able to face our limiting beliefs and bring light in it, and allowing ourselves to remain worthy, lovable, loved in the process. It needs compassion. And here, with the wake-up call, seeing this, do not let old beliefs, education, whatever it is, limit you to what is possible for you. That moon is going to show you your mirrors, and it's time to take your high priestess message to heart. That cup is there, and you're going to have the capacity to act differently in order to correspond with that new cup. Don't let yourself be betrayed by that. So maybe next month is going to be, until we arrive to your month, maybe this is going to get stronger and stronger. But here you have an enormous message from your high priestess. And I'm going to call your video like that, message from your high priestess. And listen to it. It's going to be in that subtle inner knowing of your heart. And don't let your head screw it up. All right? Because this is going to change the matrix after. Once you understand that, that's what's going to allow you to commit differently and turn the wheel of fortune differently. But first you have to understand why it's been doing like that. So, all right. On this, my beautiful Cancers, thank you for watching, sharing, commenting, and all of that. Please subscribe to help grow the channel. If you want a private reading, you go on the website, mysticwitch.com. On that, you can book readings, get the book on tarot, get the course on tarot, and the Tree of Life, of course. And just enjoyable. You can download this image for free, whatever. So, and also thank you for the ones of you who gave donations. It helps more than you think. And on the new moon and the full moon, I ask the divine to give you back in the shape that is the most beneficial for you. And on this, namaste, and I'll see you next month.